Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you how to use Google Earth from a classroom standpoint through the lens of a teacher and what it would look like for a student to be using it. So to get to Google Earth, you're first going to go to Google and you're going to go over to the applications on the top right hand side, click it. You're going to scroll down to Earth, click that. And I'm going to let that load because it does take a minute, so I'll be right back. Alright, now we're back. So this is what Google Earth brings you. It just shows you the world, and you can have students start by just kind of exploring. It's the best part about Google Earth is that you can practically go anywhere in the world, and I think that's really cool. Not a lot of people get to go to Antarctica, but you can just zoom on in, and I don't know, maybe look at this bay right here. Look at the breaking glacier. But today I'm going to show you how to use Voyager and the many uh, applicants you can use Voyager for and the different things you find in Voyager. So to find Voyager, you're going to head over to the right hand side. You're going to find this right here, and it's titled Voyager. You're going to click that. Once you open that up, it's going to give you a whole lot of stuff. So the cool thing about Voyager is that it's organized and detailed exploration, basically into a folder. And it's got different categories. So it's got nature, games, layers, street view, culture, travel, and education. So we're just going to start real quick with nature. And we're already on it. And there's a lot of stuff on here. We got safeguarding iconic parks, the wildlife of Africa. Let's scroll down just a little bit. Astonishing caves, the day the dinosaurs died. So there's a lot of stuff you could find within nature. So I'm going to do astonishing caves. You're just going to click on it. It's going to give you just a bit of a detailed what's it about. So this one says climb, crawl, and sail through some of the most astonishing caves. So we're going to start that. It also tells you, this is cool because it also tells you where it's going to go. It's going to go from the Patagonia Andes to Vietnam's underground cave system. So we're going to start exploring. The way Google Earth works is that it's going to start with a list, and it's just going to show you on the map. So this first one here is the Red Flute Caves. It's going to give you a surround picture of the caves. Now you can click, and it's going to take you out. It's going to take you to another cave somewhere on Earth. So this nature aspect is a great way to just explore Earth and its wonders, whether that be nature as animals or physical features. So we're going to go back to Voyager, and we're going to go on to games. Now, games is a great way to get your students involved with maybe perhaps a area that you're looking at, or some sort of content that you're working on that could be applied here. There's a lot of different ones. We got animal calls, could be applied for science. US presidents could be applied for history, musical instruments, maybe music class, food, rock and roll. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video and I want you to click on a game in the games section in Voyager, and I want you to tell me what game you picked and your score you got on that game. Alright, well I hope you did well on your game, and we're just going to keep moving forward here. So when we get back to this little navigation bar, we have layers, street view, cultural, and travel. So layers is going to show you a little bit of a 3D look at different things around the globe. I think layers is more of a science-based exploration. You have stuff such as wildlife areas, where volcanoes are, age of the seafloor, and stuff like that. So maybe if you were looking at more of a science-based, wanting to look at where um, perhaps forest and wild places are, you're just gonna click on that. It's gonna allow you to give a bit of a look at where these dense forests are. We got the Amazon rainforest right here. That's Sahara, which is a wild place. All right, we're gonna go back here, and now we're gonna move on to the Street View. Street View is a great way to put students on the ground level of where they're exploring. It could be some sort of area or building. It could be practically anywhere. So let's say we wanted to discover the Czech Republic. Click on that. It's going to take us to the area, and now we have options of where to explore. We got Prague Castle, Prague, and a bunch of areas. So if I were to click on it, it's going to give me a street view, and it's going to allow the student to get a feel of what it would be like or what it would look like halfway around the world. So it's a really good way to just kind of get students to gain a different perspective. All right, now the last one we got here before we move on to education is cultural and travel. So both of these, they're just going to dive into different aspects of the world. Culture is going to open up new perspectives around the world celebrating Hanukkah. It's a good way to have students gain a new perspective. The travel part is just going to allow students to look at an area and travel in that area. So if they wanted to explore Queenstown, Las Vegas, it allows them to use that walking mode, our street view mode, and look around that area. It's also going to be guided with different places to view. Like so, if you wanted to do the Strip or the old school Vegas. Okay. And last but not least, the most important one I found for teachers is the education piece. This is going to be really a great way to find um, the content you're looking for when using Google Earth. So here we got triangle structure, geometry of sustainable architect, geometry of castles. Now as you can see, these are all made by Media for Math, and that means that it's going to be more math content based. So it's a great way to find stuff like this through Google Earth and apply it in your content. We go down here and we're going to find HHMI Biointeractive, like we saw previously, and that's going to allow it to be more science-based. So when you click education, it's going to be used for a more content-specific area. The only thing is to make sure that you click on it before to make sure you can apply it to your content and to your lesson. But other than that, this has been a overview of Voyager through Google Earth, and I hope you learned something on how to apply it to your classroom.